In 1598, on the eve of a decisive conflict, a master posed a question to his most gifted pupil. "Renjiro, your skill is flawless. Tell me, how long can you fight at maximum intensity?"
How?
The young samurai replied without hesitation. "As long as it takes, master. My mastery will carry me through." The old teacher slowly shook his head. "No, you will endure only until your grip weakens, until your arms give out, until your body turns against your will. Then you will fall." 11 hours later, the prophecy came true. Renjiro stood against a swordsman of lesser refinement and was defeated. It's not because his precision failed. His posture remained immaculate. But in the 4th hour, his fingers could no longer secure the hilt of his blade. That is the reality no elegant dojo admits. Impeccable form inside an unprepared body is merely a graceful way to lose everything. The warriors who lived were not always the most polished. They were the ones whose physiques were tempered to equal their intellect. They strengthened their hands until their fingers clamped like iron. They wielded weighted staffs till their shoulders refused to surrender. They conditioned themselves until endurance became instinct. You are fighting battles of your own: work, ambition, discipline, and you are not losing because you lack knowledge. You are losing because your body abandons you before your determination. Are you prepared to understand what truly separated those who survived from those who only looked impressive? Renjiro had trained 7 years. At 23, he could recite strategy texts, quote ancient war manuals, and execute every strike with exact balance and timing. His footwork was precise, his transitions seamless, his cuts efficient. Yet beneath the elegance, there was fragility. After 30 minutes of drills, his palms throbbed. After an hour, his shoulders burned with fatigue. After 2 hours, he required rest. His training emphasized philosophy, patterns, refinement, grueling physical development, crushing grip. Work, bone strengthening, relentless stamina building, was dismissed as crude labor suited for farmers. A true samurai triumphs through finesse, not brute force, his instructor often said. But no one discussed what occurred when combat stretched beyond brief exchanges. No one spoke of the moment when exhaustion decided life or death. War arrived. Renjiro marched confidently, blade sharpened, movements rehearsed. When battle erupted, his artistry shone. In the first hour, he moved with accuracy and calm efficiency. Opponents fell beneath his disciplined strikes. His preparation seemed justified. In the second hour, discomfort emerged. His forearms tightened, his hands ached from prolonged tension. Each clash reverberated through fatigued muscles. Victory still came, but required greater effort. By the 3rd hour, every lift of his sword felt heavier, shoulders trembled under repetition. Precision dulled slightly, though his mind remained sharp. In the 4th hour, his body betrayed him. Foot soldier, poorly trained but accustomed to years of physical labor, confronted him. Opponent's movements lacked refinement, yet his endurance was steady. Renjiro attempted a familiar overhead strike he had practiced thousands of times. But weakened muscles slowed the motion. The arc lost speed. The intent was visible. The soldier stepped aside. Renjiro's arms failed to recover in time. His legs felt distant, unresponsive. His thoughts were clear. His execution was not. Steel cut through his ribs. He collapsed, undone not by inferior skill, but by insufficient endurance. Technique without resilience is theory without application. Months later, his former teacher reconsidered everything he had believed. He recognized a truth long understood by seasoned fighters. Conditioning is not an accessory to mastery. It is its foundation. When exertion continues, the body's energy systems drain. Muscles lose power, neural signals weaken, coordination falters. This is fatigue at its most unforgiving. Grip strength alone often determines how long one can continue. When the hands weaken, the entire system approaches collapse. Impact training strengthens bone through adaptation. Repeated stress compels the body to reinforce itself. Endurance work improves the nervous system's efficiency under strain. These principles were once instinctively practiced by veterans who survived prolonged combat. The dojo changed. Weighted stone handles were introduced to fortify the hands. Wooden striking posts hardened knuckles and wrists. Heavy iron clubs built shoulder stamina. Carrying stones forged total body durability. Students who once valued grace above all now embraced discomfort. Within weeks, they understood how inadequate their former practice had been. 10 minutes of grip, twisting left arms, trembling. Repetitive strikes swelled the hands. Weighted swings drained even the strongest. Months passed. Hands thickened. Posture stabilized. Breathing deepened. More importantly, their movements retained force even. After hours of exertion, one student, Kenji, transformed profoundly. At first, he doubted the necessity of such hardship. By the third month, he recognized its value. By the sixth, he felt different, solid, dependable, durable. When war returned the following year, Kenji stood ready. In the early exchanges, he fought calmly without wasted effort. In the second hour, while others began to deteriorate, he remained composed. In the third hour, the hour that had claimed Ranjiro, he was fatigued, yet functional. His grip stayed secure. His shoulders obeyed. His breathing remained steady. He faced an older, technically superior opponent. The veteran's movements were refined, but exhaustion dulled them. Kenji maintained consistent pressure. Eventually, the elder's hand slackened. His sword slipped from tired fingers. Kenji prevailed not through elegance, but through durability. Later, reflecting on the battlefield, his former master asked, "What did you learn?" Kenji answered, "Refinement without strength is fragile. Strength without refinement is reckless. But when both exist together, a warrior endures." The teacher nodded. Skill carries you through the first hour. Conditioning carries you through the rest. Years later, Kenji led the school himself. A talented 16-year-old arrived, ambitious and eager. "I want to become the greatest swordsman in the land," the boy declared. Kenji guided him not to scrolls or advanced techniques, but to the training yard where stone weights, heavy clubs, and striking posts waited. "Lift that stone." 30 rotations. The boy faltered before completion. "Do you know why?" Kenji asked. "Because I lack strength?" "Because you are unfinished." "But believing you are prepared when you are not, that is fatal," told the boy of a brilliant warrior who fell because no one forged his body. "The hidden truth," Kenji said, "is that there is no hidden truth. Only relentless conditioning, practiced consistently over years. That is what separates those who endure from those who fall." The boy gripped the stone again. "When do we start?" he asked. Kenji smiled. "You already have. In conflict and in life, the one still standing surpasses the one who once looked perfect. Temper the body first, and the skill has something strong enough to live inside."